Welcome back to Rare Coin Legacy, the place where everyday pocket change transforms into jaw-dropping stories of hidden wealth, minting chaos, and once-in-a-lifetime discoveries. And today you are about to explore one of the most unbelievable and controversial legends in modern coin collecting. The astonishing story of how a 2006 1-cent coin, something that once passed through countless hands without a second thought, has reached a mind-blowing valuation of up to $10 million due to an extraordinary convergence of mint errors, production mistakes, rare circumstances, and extreme collector demand. Because at first glance the 2006 penny appears completely ordinary, a modern copper-plated zinc coin produced in massive quantities. Yet beneath that familiar surface lies a complex world of mistakes so severe and so rare that a tiny handful of these coins have become the subject of intense speculation, research, and fierce bidding wars. And to truly understand how a single cent can be worth more than luxury homes, exotic cars, and even priceless art, we must understand that coin value is not determined by denomination or age alone, but by rarity born at the moment of creation, by errors that were never intended to exist, and by survival against overwhelming odds. And the year 2006 was a high-pressure period for penny production in the United States, with billions of cents required for circulation, forcing mint facilities to operate at relentless speeds, often pushing machinery beyond ideal tolerances, and history has repeatedly shown that when speed, volume, and pressure increase, quality control weaknesses are exposed, allowing extraordinary mistakes to slip through. And it is within this environment that the legendary 2006 1-cent errors were born. And one of the most powerful contributors to the $10 million valuation is the existence of extreme double die varieties, far beyond common machine doubling, where the die itself carried a deeply misaligned impression, resulting in bold, dramatic doubling on the coin's design elements, including the date, inscriptions, and Lincoln's portrait, with separation so strong it can be seen without magnification. And these double dies are created during the die hubbing process, when the design is impressed into the die more than once at slightly different angles, permanently embedding the mistake into every coin struck by that die until it was replaced. And when such a die escapes detection, it can produce a small batch of coins that instantly become elite collectibles. And the more dramatic and clear the doubling, the more collectors are willing to pay, especially when the coin is preserved in near-perfect condition, because condition is the ultimate multiplier in numismatics. And then there are off-metal strikes, some of the most visually shocking and valuable mint errors imaginable, where a 2006 penny was accidentally struck on the wrong planchet, such as a dime blank, a foreign coin blank, or an experimental metal strip, resulting in a coin that looks and feels completely wrong, with incorrect weight, thickness, color, and acoustic ring. And off-metal strikes require multiple catastrophic failures to occur simultaneously. The wrong blank must enter the press must strike it without rejecting it, quality control must fail to notice it, and the coin must escape into circulation. And when such an error is authenticated, especially for a modern date like 2006, its value can soar into the multi-million-dollar range due to its extreme rarity and shock value. And even more intriguing are transitional metal errors, because although pennies in 2006 were officially struck on copper-plated zinc, there have been documented cases and strong evidence suggesting that leftover bronze planchets from earlier years or experimental compositions occasionally found their way into production, creating pennies with incorrect metal content. And when metallurgical testing confirms such an anomaly, collectors recognize that they are holding a coin that was never meant to exist, a physical record of a moment when old and new systems overlapped imperfectly. And when such a metal error is combined with another major mistake, such as a double die or off-center strike, the value does not simply add, it multiplies, pushing the coin into legendary territory. And off-center strikes themselves play a massive role in the story of the $10 million 2006 penny. Because some examples exhibit extreme misalignment where large portions of the design are missing, yet the full date remains visible, which is critical because a missing date destroys value, while a visible date on a dramatic off-center strike turns the error into a show-stopping collectible. And collectors are drawn to these coins because they visually demonstrate chaos in the minting process, revealing exactly how far things can go wrong while still producing a legally issued coin. And broad strikes add another layer of intrigue, occurring when the retaining collar fails and the coin expands outward during striking, creating a stretched, distorted appearance with weak or absent rims. And while minor broad strikes are relatively common, extreme examples from 2006 with massive expansion and strong design details become premium collectibles, especially when preserved in high-grade condition. And then there are mule errors, among the rarest and most controversial mistakes in modern coinage, where mismatched dies are paired together, creating impossible combinations that should never exist under normal minting procedures, such as a 2006 obverse paired with a reverse from a different year or design type. And when such a coin surfaces and is authenticated, it becomes an instant sensation, because mule errors represent a fundamental breakdown in die management systems, and the fewer known examples, the higher the value climbs, often reaching levels that seem unreal for a penny, yet are justified by their uniqueness, and strike-through errors also contribute to high-end valuations, particularly when foreign objects like grease, fabric, metal shavings, or wire become trapped between the die and planchet during striking, leaving dramatic voids, missing design elements, or unusual textures. And while minor strike-throughs are common, extreme examples that obscure large areas of the coin while leaving key identifiers intact are highly sought after, because they turn the coin into a forensic snapshot of the minting floor, and rotated die errors add yet another dimension, where the obverse and reverse are misaligned by extreme degrees, sometimes approaching a full 180 degrees, creating coins that appear twisted and unnatural. And while rotation alone rarely reaches million-dollar levels, when combined with other rare errors and pristine preservation, it becomes part of the perfect storm that drives valuations into the stratosphere. And all of these physical errors are amplified by the psychology of collectors, because modern-era error coins like the 2006 1-cent challenge the deeply rooted belief that only old coins can be valuable, proving instead that rarity is created by mistakes, not by time. And this realization has sparked explosive interest, with collectors and everyday people alike searching rolls, checking change, and re-examining forgotten collections in hopes of uncovering a hidden fortune. And the role of professional authentication and grading cannot be overstated, because no matter how spectacular an error appears, it cannot achieve its full market potential without expert verification. And when a 2006 error penny is certified with a top grade and detailed error attribution, it gains legitimacy, market confidence, and investor appeal, attracting elite collectors willing to pay astonishing sums for a guaranteed rarity. And the $10 million figure often cited represents the theoretical peak value for the most extraordinary example imaginable, a coin with a unique or nearly unique combination of dramatic errors, flawless condition, documented provenance, and intense bidding competition. And history has shown repeatedly that such scenarios are not fantasy, as numismatic auctions have shattered expectations when the right coin meets the right moment, and survival rates play a critical role as well, because many error coins are unknowingly spent, damaged, or destroyed, meaning the true population is often far smaller than initially estimated, and as years pass, surviving examples become even rarer, driving prices higher as collectors compete for a dwindling supply, and media attention and viral stories further fuel demand. Because headlines about a penny worth millions capture the public imagination, flood the hobby with new participants, and increase competition for similar coins, even if only a handful truly deserve such astronomical prices. And this phenomenon alone can elevate values across the board, particularly for modern dates like 2006, which people recognize and remember, making the dream feel tangible and achievable. And the minting environment of the mid-2000s adds another layer of mystery, as increased automation, faster production speeds, and complex logistics created ideal conditions for rare and unusual mistakes, especially during die changes, maintenance cycles, and material handling transitions. And each of these moments represented an opportunity for a once-in-a-lifetime error to escape detection. And when such coins are discovered today, they are not just currency,